The Shiba Inu community and the entire crypto space were recently shaken by Blackrock. In a single moment, they acquired millions. However, analysts are identifying an anomaly. Simultaneously, approximately 3 trillion Shiba Inu have been documented. Additionally, this may serve as the lacking component of the puzzle. What is transpiring? Furthermore, what is the subject of my discourse? Well, allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Yesterday was an exceptionally eventful day for Shiba Inu. What is the cost? Indeed, it experienced a decline. There is no disputing that. However, the manner in which the community is responding is peculiar. One would anticipate that pandemonium would ensue, however, this is not the case. It is entirely the opposite. There is an abundance of enthusiasm among individuals. This electric chatter is pervasive, and it appears that something significant is in the works. Although the cost may have decreased, has the excitement diminished? It is increasing rapidly. In a positive sense, the situation appears to be out of control. Therefore, this is the point at which the situation becomes intriguing. Blackrock, the world's largest asset manager, has recently implemented an operation that was unexpected. They made a serious effort. Millions of dollars were invested, and this is not a mere purchase. It is the type of action that causes ripples throughout the cryptocurrency industry. It is not a mere arbitrary wager when an institution such as BlackRock invests in a token of this nature. It typically indicates that they have observed an opportunity that the market has not yet recognized. However, the situation is about to escalate. Simultaneously, there was a significant movement of Shiba Inu. Recent data indicates that nearly 3 trillion tokens have been recorded. That is irrational. It caught everybody off surprise. Currently, individuals in the vicinity are posing the identical inquiry. Is this associated with BlackRock's relocation? Are we observing something significantly more significant occurring in the background? You may now be pondering, wow, that sounds quite thrilling. However, what about the current price? Is it a reflection of the prevailing fervor? No, not at this time. One analyst provided a detailed analysis, and to be frank, he did not mince words. A significant blow was recently dealt to the Shiba Inu. The price experienced a significant decline, but it was able to maintain a small margin of safety. Although not situated at the summit, but rather in a more secure condition. It has been gradually regaining ground since that time. Build momentum with modest movements, not in a straight line or overnight, but gradually. The fact that each decline is slightly higher than the previous one is actually a positive indicator. It indicates that purchasers are beginning to regain their footing and maintain their position. What is the trading volume during these upward movements? It is satisfactory, consistent rather than explosive, and that is the aspect that inspires optimism. It is not mere hyperbole. It is not merely background tin. A substantial amount of pressure is developing beneath the surface. As if a spring is being compressed, it has the potential to be launched upon its release. However, the issue is as follows. Despite the fact that the price has been fluctuating at a reduced pace recently, there is a significant development occurring behind the curtains that you should be aware of. Shiba Inu is beginning to exhibit genuine symptoms of vitality once more. And this time, it may be the whales who are the ones making a move. A significant increase in the number of large transactions including Shiba Inu has been observed, as indicated by recent on-chain data. We are discussing movements that typically occur only when major actors, such as institutions or behemoth holders, intervene. In fact, the aggregate value of these substantial transfers has increased by nearly 2.5 times in the past 24 hours. This is not a minor disturbance. It is a surge that has elicited a murmur among individuals who are uncertain whether this marks the beginning of a significant event. These substantial transactions typically monitor Shiba Inu valued at over $100,000, indicating that it is not solely retail investors who are participating. This region is inhabited by whales. When whales begin to move at this rate, it is typically for a specific purpose. Here is the reason it is significant. For approximately 1 week, Shiba Inu's significant holder action had been relatively subdued. It reached a significant zenith earlier this month, but it has since plateaued. However, circumstances have abruptly resumed. Accumulation is frequently indicated by this abrupt surge in activity. In essence, the major actors are accumulating inventory while the price remains relatively low. This is precisely why this moment is so captivating. Whales typically accumulate in silence prior to a significant event. It is possible that they are preparing for a jailbreak. It's possible that they possess information that the market as a whole has not yet appreciated. Either way, the fact that we are witnessing this much movement, particularly when the market remains somewhat somnolent, is a significant indicator that something significant may be in the works for Shiba Inu. Therefore, despite the fact that the charts may appear tranquil on the surface, there is a tidal wave of activity beneath the surface, and this is precisely the point at which significant movements commence. Regarding significant movements, Blackrock has lately registered an enormous piece, and believe me, this is not an incident that goes unnoticed. Blackrock, the world's largest asset manager, has recently acquired Bitcoin for nearly $25 billion. That is correct. More than $200 million was directly invested in Bitcoin. This is not a trial exercise. This is not a trivial wager. This is substantial capital from one of the most influential financial institutions in the world. And the fact that a company of the magnitude of Blackrock is investing that much money in cryptocurrency is not a happenstance. It typically indicates that they are establishing a position in advance of a significant event. However, the most peculiar aspect is that it occurred simultaneously. The same moment, an additional significant movement was observed in the wild. A behemoth has recently opened a position in Bitcoin using 20x leverage, which has a total value of nearly $200 million. That is not merely confidence, it is a fervent conviction. Someone is placing a substantial wager that Bitcoin is on the brink of a significant increase. You do not make a play of that nature unless you are absolutely certain or possess information that the rest of the marketplace does not. And now contemplate the recent developments regarding Shiba Inu. The trillions of tokens that are in motion. All of those substantial transactions that appeared unexpectedly. The abrupt increase in whale activity. Does this have the potential to be connected? It genuinely prompts one to contemplate. Are these significant developments in the Shiba Inu and Bitcoin merely a coincidence? Or are the astute money managers discreetly positioning themselves in anticipation of a significant market shift? It is possible that they are observing something that we are unable to. Perhaps they are already aware that a significant surge is imminent, and they are accumulating their tokens prior to its arrival. This is due to the fact that the current amount of money being dispersed does not appear to be arbitrary. It appears to be a form of preparation. The indicators are all present. Institutional capital is inflowing. Leverage wagers are being executed, and billionaires are amassing assets while prices remain low. It is the energy of the serenity before the tempest. Therefore, the inquiry is, are we on the brink of something both combustible and bullish? Because if this is the scenario, the subsequent events could be among the most significant for Shiba Inu this year. Shiba Inu is truly appearing brighter than ever, even when considering the long term. The broader perspective is a completely distinct narrative. Despite the fact that the short-term price action is fluctuating, the reality that interest in Shiba Inu is not diminishing is truly thrilling. In reality, it continues to expand rapidly. Just today, the Shiba Inu achieved an enormous accomplishment. The token is now held by more than 1.5 million unique addresses. This is not merely a numerical value. It is indicative of the community's extensive reach. An increasing number of individuals are participating in this expanding ecosystem by maintaining their tokens. Additionally, this is the case. The foundation becomes more robust as the number of holders increases. The issue is no longer solely about expense. It pertains to the establishment of genuine network strength, adoption, and distribution. It is beneficial for the entire ecosystem when Shiba Inu are distributed to a greater number of individuals. From fostering future decentralized initiatives to enhancing liquidity and enhancing the overall sense of connection and vitality, the community's optimism is only increasing as the number of holders continues to increase. It appears as though the energy is increasing with each passing day. The Shiba Inu army is not merely maintaining its position, it is also expanding, in that form of organic growth. That is precisely the type of behavior that establishes the foundation for sustained success. Therefore, while certain individuals may be merely gazing at the forecasts today, the astute ones are anticipating the future. Because what are we currently witnessing? It is establishing the foundation for a much grander endeavor. However, what is your perspective on this matter? Comment in the space provided below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.